Congratulations! You have in your possession what we feel to be the finest ladder-based stabilization system available today. The LockNClimb has been engineered, designed, and tested to meet or exceed applicable OSHA and ANSI standards, and when attached to your extension or combo ladder, will provide additional stability, even on ice, as you see here. Before we get started to install LockNClimb on your ladder, be sure to identify which ladder type you have, as where the holes are placed vary depending upon ladder type. Otherwise, the installation for all ladders is basically the same. For demonstration purposes, we are using the 16-foot fiberglass ladder, but we will insert shots of the other ladders, especially when it comes time to making the critical measurements of where you drill your holes to install your LockNClimb. First, lay out all the parts and tools in a similar fashion to what you see here. Group the hardware according to where it will be installed on the ladder, so all the pieces you need will be easy to find. Make sure you have the correct tools, which are a measuring tape, a marking pen, a hand square, an electric drill with a 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch drill bits, 1 7/16 and 1 9/16 open-end wrenches, and 2 more 3/4 inch open-end wrenches. In addition, you can use a 3/8 inch socket set with either a manual handle or a drill post you place in your drill to tighten the sockets. And always be sure to wear a good quality pair of safety glasses throughout the installation procedure. Next, lay out the ladder and measure where you will drill your holes along the exterior side rails as shown. Be sure to note exactly where to place the end of your measuring tape on each type of ladder. Refer to the printed LockNClimb assembly manual that comes with this installation kit, as it has all the information you need, including the precise measurements and techniques demonstrated in this video. If you were installing the LockNClimb on a yellow combo or step-to-straight ladder, place the end of your tape measure in the center of the bottom rubber foot and stretch upward, making marks at 8 1/4 inch for the lower holes and 27 1/2 inches for the upper holes. For the red-orange large extension ladders, place the end of your tape measure at the rail end as shown and make a mark at 16 inches for the lower hole and 39 1/2 inches for the upper hole on both sides. For aluminum ladders, place your tape measure at the end of the exterior rail as shown. Then measure up and place marks at 9 1/2 inches for the lower holes and 28 inches for the upper holes. And for the smaller blue extension ladders, place the measuring tape at the end of the rail. Place marks at 9 1/2 inches and 29 inches. Now, using your hand square, go to each of the 4 marks and draw a perpendicular line across the face of the exterior side rail. Next, mark the center of the line with a dot. This is where you will drill your holes. On every type of ladder, you drill the smaller hole using the 1/4 inch bit on the lower line, and in the larger hole, use the 3/8 inch bit on the upper line. Take your time, drill a good clean hole, then burnish the hole and remove the shavings when you are done. Next, you install the upper arm of the LockNClimb support legs to the large upper holes on the outside of the ladder rails, using the hardware indicated. Take the 1 3/4 inch by 3/8 inch bolt, insert through the 3/8 inch by 1 1/4 inch washer, then slip through the outside of the support leg. Next, place on the 3/8 inch by 3/8 inch nylon spacer. While most ladders will require only one, sometimes an older ladder with a deep side rail may require 2 spaces, and they are included with your kit. Next, push the bolt through the upper drilled hole in your ladder side rail and slide another 3/8 inch by 1 1/4 inch washer up against the interior side of the ladder rail. Then twist on the 3/8 inch lock nut. Using the 9/16 inch open end wrench on the inside to hold the lock nut, tighten the outside bolt head using socket with either the manual handle or the drill attachment as shown. Tighten the lock nut tight, but not too tight. You want to allow the LockNClimb support leg to be snug, yet move freely. Repeat installation of the LockNClimb support leg on the other side. When you've got the upper bolts in place, you next want to install the folding connector assembly to the LockNClimb support leg and to the lower hole you drilled in the exterior ladder rail, as shown in the isometric drawing on page 5 of your printed assembly manual. Take a good look at the drawing and visualize this procedure before you begin. Note how the bracket bends on the center hinge. You want the bracket to bend upward, and you want to install the bent offset end of the bracket to the ladder side and the straight end to the LockNClimb support leg. Next, slide the 1/4 inch bolt through one 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch washer before inserting it into the cross support bracket. Then slide the 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch nylon spacer over the bolt end and slide through the ladder rail. Secure the threaded end of the bolt using another 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch washer and a 1/4 inch lock nut. Hold the lock nut with the 7/16 open end wrench. Then tighten using the socket, either manually or on the drill. Again, you want it snug, but you want it to move freely. Repeat the process on the other side. Next, attach the other end of the cross support bracket to the lower drilled hole in the LockNClimb support leg, using the exact same procedure and hardware. Slide the 1/4 inch bolt through one 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch washer. Insert it into the cross support bracket. Slide the 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch nylon spacer over the bolt, then slip through the outside of the support leg. Secure the threaded end of the bolt using another 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch washer and a 1/4 inch lock nut. Hold the nut steady with the 7/16 open end wrench, then tighten using the socket, either manually or on the drill. Tighten it snug, but you want it to move freely. Next, you want to install the cross support rod or rods, depending upon your make and model of ladder. Regardless, each rod is installed the same way. You simply slide the threaded end of the rod through the 1/2 inch hole on the inside of the support legs near the top as shown on page 6 of the assembly manual. Then twist on 1/2 inch lock nuts on each side. Tighten both lock nuts simultaneously using two 1/2 inch open end wrenches as you see here. Tighten snugly against the indented rod shoulder so the legs are secure but move freely. The final step is to install the feet to the bottom end of each support leg as shown on page 6 of the assembly manual. Slide the foot peg through the outer wall of the foot bracket, then through an aluminum spacer bushing, through the hole at the bottom of the support leg, through another spacer bushing, through the other side wall of the foot, slide on a washer, and tighten the lock nut securely. Now your LockNClimb is ready to use. Test the movement of the LockNClimb and notice how it folds easily up against the ladder. Practice lowering the extendable support legs using the foot peg as you adjust the legs evenly on both sides according to the numbers which designate parallel grooves. Like any fine tool, be sure to periodically lubricate the moving joints on your LockNClimb. If you have any questions about installation, they are probably answered in the assembly manual, or consult our website for contact information, LockNClimb.com.